Is the right to tell what they do not want to hear. CNN, MSNBC, Fox News. Tired of the same repetitive government narratives? Then wave goodbye to the distractions and rhetoric of corporate media. For this is Anti-Media Radio.
And I want to get the language right. The government is in trouble.
You're all a bunch of slaves! Bunch of slaves!
What we need in the United States is not violence and lawlessness, but is love and wisdom and compassion toward one another.
What's your definition of media?
And now, here's your host, S.M. Gibson.
Yes, Hillary Clinton served on the board of a company that funds ISIS. It is August the 2nd, 2016. My name is S.M. Gibson. This is Anti-Media Radio. It is a lot going on in the news right now. Between the madness of the election that's keeping everybody, I guess, in tears. I don't know if it's actually crying or from laughter. The Middle East, it's bad, like really bad right now. Syria civilians have been getting killed there. We have the situation where we have Syrian rebels that got a hold of Russian fighter jets, a downed jet, and got 5 people and killed them, drug them around, kind of like if you've seen the Benghazi videos, how they paraded that guy around. It was pretty similar. There was 4 guys and a woman who's fighting the Syrian rebels again. And they're doing that to Russian troops. So, you know how you get World War III? That's how you get World War III. Speaking of World War III, look, everybody knows my staunch record of hating Donald Trump. And I still do. He should not be president. And he probably will get us into World War III. Who knows? I'm sure it's possible. He seems crazy enough to invent some reason on a whim. But Hillary Clinton doesn't need a whim. We're already looking at this woman coming out and saying she wants to bomb Iran. And she wants to take out Assad. That's insanity. That is how you start World War III, because Putin's going to be like, that's not going to happen. We're not going to let you do that. And guess what? NATO's already got troops all across Russia right now. They're all about it. And so they're going to be there waiting on him. Like, you're going to do what? So, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I guess it don't matter anyway. It's all, unfortunately, I think the voting system's gone, but it's a good television show. I tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and bring on, speaking of entertaining, our wonderful sound director, Shannon Madden. Shannon.
Oh, so I'm a clown now. I'm here to amuse.
Do it!
Is that what it is?
Dance.
Good evening, fellas. How y'all doing?
Doing good. And Kevin,
Great.
Knight. Kevin, how you doing, sir?
Hey, man, doing excellent, doing awesome. Glad to be back with you two fine gentlemen.
Okay.
I call everybody that. It's not a woman, so,
Fair enough.
don't think that reflects on...
I'm going to go ahead and, Shannon, I know that there's been a lot going on in the news. I'm just going to what's got you the most aggravated today?
Well, you kind of touched on it for a second. We have a story up on www.theantimedia.org that China is preparing for war as the Navy conducts a massive military exercise. Think Jade Helm in the ocean times 50. That's pretty much what's going on in the Chinese seas right now. They're excellent story up right now. That's getting kind of hairy because Russia and China are working closely together for any possible outside aggression that might be happening outside their borders. Seems like Russia's got something going on around their neck of the woods.
Yeah, I mean,
China actually said, and you may have just referenced this. I had my eyes on something else at the moment.
Well, China can do something far worse than go to open war with the United States. So they can just go ahead and take part in collapsing our economy.
Well,
that's
unfortunately,
the danger of having Trump in there because Trump's going to be antagonizing that side. I don't think he'll be antagonizing Putin, but I think he will be China.
Oh, of course, yeah. That's the whole the CFR, the Council on Foreign Relations, has been discussing and has been really pushing and authoring a lot of these positions that we're seeing. They're calling it the pivot away from the Middle East and more towards the East. Excuse me, the Pacific. So yeah, it's.
I mean, that's one of the reasons you're kind of damned if you do, you're damned if you don't with this election, because it's like you've got one that's going to go to war with Russia, almost guaranteed from what she's running her mouth about, and then the possibility of going to war with China. It's like, which one you want, China or Russia?
Well, and China just said, literally 2 or 3 weeks ago, that Russia had their back, that they were in agreements, and I hadn't heard that from what Russia's actual take on that, but I'm assuming it's that it was said obviously with.
I'm sure
that's their next door neighbor, man. Of course they're going to be cool with things. Yeah, hell yeah, man. We're in this together. The Western aggression.
I'm sure he wouldn't turn down that help.
Kind of like Turkey, or excuse me, not Turkey, but Syria wouldn't turn down a little help to get rid of some ISIS roaches running around their camp.
Oh. Look, I just can't.
The roaches are gone, but we're still dropping bombs. Woo-hoo.
Okay, speaking of ISIS, I want to bring on. I want to talk about the story that I opened the show with. Yes, Hillary Clinton served on the board of a company that funds ISIS. Okay, well, what the deal is
what had happened was.
Yeah. WikiLeaks reported its unveiling of Clinton's dubious ties of Lafarge. It's an American company owned by a French conglomerate that between 2011 and 2013 paid taxes to ISIS, the Islamic State, in order to protect its cement factory 95 miles northeast of Aleppo in Syria. The same exact company, Hillary Clinton, served on the board of directors right before she went into the White House. That says she was paid $31,000 a year by them as being on the board. Blah, 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 blah. And let's see. So anyways, a company that Hillary Clinton is still listed actually as a donor to the Clinton Foundation, and that we're going to get into a little bit as well.
Cash rules everything around me, Cream. It's the money, dollar bill, y'all. Is that what you're referring to?
Yeah.
Yes.
So the company that was paying money to ISIS, okay, well, that was a long time ago. The companies change. Fair enough. It's a well argument. But they've been getting to the Clintons as recent as last year, 2016. So, and their vice president in 2013 was a featured attendee at the annual meeting of the Clinton Foundation.
Featured.
So we're talking, they're still close here.
Mm-hmm. Facebook friends.
This isn't a long time ago. We're still talking on the phone. This isn't Facebook friends. These are real life friends.
Yeah. It's
We've seen
like
the
a
face.
3D LOL. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3D relationships.
So that's it. Running, and then you got the Saudi Arabia business. Like, that's crazy.
What business are you talking about?
That's crazy. We openly discuss the fact that Saudi Arabia funded 9/11, and we openly discuss.
Where are you getting this from? This is ridiculous. I've never heard you talk like this before, ever.
And we openly discuss the fact that Saudi Arabia funds the Clintons.
Yeah. And they also fund.
By the millions and millions.
What else do they
dollars.
fund? Come on now.
Like 9/11 and ISIS is what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Like, that's not coincidence.
Nope. Redacted. Unredacted. Yay! Wait a minute. What happened to that?
So
nobody is talking about the 28 pages anymore. It got
Speaking of which-
unredacted. Everybody.
Hey, I will say this.
It died a quick death.
Oh
didn't it?
man!
I want to at least keep mentioning this at least once a show, even if we don't get into it in depth. Part of the reason why was because of the coup in Turkey, which has turned into an absolute they're going in the straight Nazi journey. Like, it's bad.
They're definitely.
States
do what the state does.
Like, I'm not, like, I know people usually throw that term around, Nazi Germany. Like, that's what's happening.
Literally. Right, literally.
They're locking people up. People disappearing. It's bad.
It's horrible.
And he's shutting down the media. He's shutting down everything. Putting teachers in jail.
That's Turkey, our NATO ally.
Mm-hmm. I tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and go to a phone call right now, area code 205. Thank you for calling Inside Media Radio. This is your host, S.M. Gibson. Tell us your name and where you're calling from tonight.
Hey, what's up, man? Hey, this is Jason.
What's up, bro? This is my buddy.
This your buddy?
You said this is Jason?
This is Jason in the flesh, man. What's going on, dude?
What's going on, bro? I started thinking it just wasn't you. You doing all right? Are you on the road tonight?
Yeah, I'm on the road, man. What are you up to?
Oh, man, just trying to
doing a radio show.
Paint this wall here.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. I thought y'all did like a screening process shit or something.
Yeah.
Y'all motherfuckers got me on the air now?
You're on the air right now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well, shit. Let me
Well, we'll figure it out next time. It'll work out better. So anyway.
Yeah, we generally can get away with, I guess, one or two every now and then. But,
Clinton Cash. Let's talk about that.
Man,
that's a good flick, y'all.
I hate it because
check it out.
I just have to reiterate: you can dislike Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump.
You know what I really liked about it?
Hillary Clinton's horrible, man.
You know what I really?
So is Trump. I don't want to.
He just hadn't had his good chance to do it.
He
yet.
just hadn't had the chance.
The thing that I really liked,
she has and does.
The thing that I really liked
and
about
over.
it. The thing that I really liked about it was the fact that you can watch it, and you know how you watch some of that stuff and it comes at you from a really, really hard right stance because it's about Hillary Clinton and there's a lot of flag waving and patriotism. This is not that kind of film. It's actually
progressive.
It's actually pretty up the middle as far as the, just simply looking for truth and connecting dots.
Who's the filmmaker? Do we know?
Gosh, you would have to get me on that. That's what I get for talking about something I don't have all my information up. I think you gave me your cough. I hate you.
Yeah, that's what it is.
But basically, the overview that I took from it is what we were talking about with Saudi Arabia, except on a very much more detailed scale. Different countries that they messed with, from Haiti to her brother getting
Nigeria.
Her brother getting a contract and
Colombia. Yeah.
Imagine that.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine.
So apparently this was the director, I guess. Let me back up. I've seen this particular film mentioned several times online in various chat groups, and it seems like Facebook groups.
I think it's Trump propaganda, but at the same time, I think it's all true. So.
Oh right. Well, it's going to be. It's going to be.
It is what it is.
Right. It is. But at least it sounds like it's factual. So, you know.
I think for the most part, yeah, I think it's pretty out in the open because they seem pretty out in the open about doing it.
Right, definitely.
Like, they're not really hiding what they're doing. I think they just kind of were like, nobody's going to pay attention to this.
Right.
Well, the author of the book that the film is based off of is Peter Schweitzer.
Right, okay, gotcha. Trump's even mentioned this.
A lot of things that we've brought up on the air or alluded to on the air, and I'm sure other members and factions of anti-media, there's a lot of stuff in there that I never really knew about or didn't look that far into. And it covers the whole entire globe, particularly the period during which Hillary Clinton was kind of Secretary of State.
Oh, yeah, his speeches, that's hilarious.
And the Clinton Foundation, and how the close marriage of the two and how money is funneled back and forth between the two. And we're talking about a sea of money.
Hey, it's not good.
Yeah.
Hey, man, you got to hand it to them, right?
Few people may have died because of those decisions. I don't know, as long as Bill was getting them bills paid.
Well, I think he was sending her out there. Or she was sending him out there, should I say.
I mean, tomato.
But, yeah. He was definitely going to work. I got to pay the bills. That's what he said.
They're two interchangeable parts of a human centipede.
They are.
They really are.
I saw I interrupted you, Kevin. Sorry about that.
Oh, no, you're good.
But, yeah, they work in tandem. But I think he's spent. Like, he's over with. And she's sinking.
His balls are dry.
Yeah, she's sinking.
Old dusty balls.
He's finally out.
Yeah.
He looked so out of it when he was playing with the balloons. And
he's already falling asleep.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. He looked a little zany fried, maybe. But
I'm sure, because, it does appear that he's got Parkinson's. Everybody's shaking. And,
probably.
And there's no telling what kind of medication they've got him on, plus whatever he wants to take.
He may not even be alive anymore. That just might be a robot.
But I think she would let him die.
Get it to Cheney. Come on, man.
I think she would let him die because that's sympathy.
Cheney's evil.
Oh, and she'd milk the hell out of it, too.
Well, you always thought she would milk. I don't think she didn't milk the victim of, my husband, he cheated on me. She had that card for years. She lost it at some point because it's like, shut up.
Well, she lost it, too. Lost a lot of respect in a lot of people's eyes for staying with him.
But she could have played it in the late 90s. She could have played that card, and she would have looked like a hero, I think. It would have been risky, but I think she would have looked like a hero. And I bet you they debated that, but I guess she decided she needed him more.
Sounds plausible.
Yeah, she needed him really bad. Because then, 2008 rolls around when you're running for president, and that's your ex-husband, or no, you want the president of the United States as your husband.
Right. Oh, it's been a business relationship.
So, yeah, I think that was the decision that was made, that she couldn't go the victim route.
Props to both of them for
and again, the movie Clinton Cash, definitely paints that picture of the two of them working in tandem, sometimes together, sometimes apart in the same scenario to influence international policy that has, reaped billionaires, untold billions more.
Well, no surprise that they would, do that. I mean, shoot, if you could work with your wife and be able to do your gangster thing that they're doing.
Shoot, if I could go for 2 hours, just fly off to some exotic country,
you really
go speak in front of a room
other?
full of people for $750,000.
Oh,
yeah, sure,
right.
I'll do you a favor.
Right,
I'll make sure some stuff gets passed. Why not?
And don't get me wrong, I don't agree with
friends
any of this
helping
stuff.
friends.
I don't want to sound like I'm promoting it, and obviously I shouldn't have to say this, but hypothetically speaking, it was kind of the angle I was going there with that. So it's a shame when you have to make those declarations.
Oh, I know. It's pretty ridiculous.
Oh, right.
But that's the world we live in because everybody's so reactionary.
It is.
You can't say anything.
Get twisted, and they'll take it online and piece it together. It's horrible.
Yeah, I mean, as long as I know.
Shout out to Roger, by the way, from HVAC Pro Talk.
But it could get annoying.
Did you just you just hawked somebody's business on our program?
No, I didn't actually.
You are incorrigible tonight. What is wrong with you?
No, bro. It's not a business.
You did bring pizza, though. I'm pretty grateful for that.
It's not a business though. It's a Facebook trade group actually.
Okay, fair enough. Okay,
Cool group. There's discussed a lot of politics in there.
I like that. I like the fact that tradespeople are getting involved and getting active and getting aware.
I can't speak for all
I'm
of
a
the
plumber.
trades,
You know,
right?
we talk in the supply houses, so the talk is getting a lot more pointed,
You hear it, right?
and it's getting a lot more into the center.
and a lot more
Everybody's starting to
intelligent.
realize that they're had. Now you've got a couple of your good old boys, you know, that are always going to fly their
Any
Confederate
circle,
flag
right.
out in the front yard, and you know, you stay on your side of the fence, and I'll stay on my side of the fence. You're going to always have that.
Right.
Your typical red state, Alabamian guy, but there's a lot more of those that were that guy 4 or 5 years ago that are suddenly waking up to what's really going on. Because you had a few of them were actually kind of halfway sort of rooting for Bernie because he was just the underdog.
Right.
Well, Bernie's become the martyr, hasn't he?
Yeah.
The martyr of the rigged election system.
Yeah, he's the
He's the victim of
It's
it.
like the martyr that went along with it though.
Yeah, well, he clearly should wear that badge of shame because he did it. But I really think, and I'm not one to defend Bernie Sanders by any means, but I think
Here we go. That's what people say right before they.
but
no, I think they put a gun to his head. Like I think they made him do that. I don't think he had a choice.
yeah.
Well, he probably
He was putting up
he's
a fight, but
pragmatist.
at the same time, though, and I can't stress this enough, he brought it up during the debates. He did exactly as he said he was going to
He
do.
did.
Imagine that, a politician that does what he says he's going to
For
do.
once, yeah.
Hey, what are you in reference to what?
Endorsing her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
right.
the fact that he would, if
Endorse her,
requested by the
whoever.
party, he would step back and let her do her thing, and he would pledge his support. And yeah, he was pledging.
Well, isn't he
his support
such a
with-
That's the show,
principled? Isn't he such a principled
Yeah.
gentleman?
That's the show, and it's all part of the show.
It is.
But I think he got sucked in and spit out by Miss Hillary Clinton. Speaking of Hillary Clinton, that reminds me of when she was Secretary of State. What was it? We came, we saw, he died, Libya. Thanks to how that kicked off yesterday or over the weekend, we started
Round two.
started bombing Libya. We're war again, everybody.
War.
And that's how, and look, I still don't think she's going to win, but they're sure ramping up like she is. Like, we're going to do this thing.
Oh, right. Well, I saw I didn't actually get to read it, but I saw a link to a story that apparently Trump made a statement or in a speech to some degree that he was saying that he thinks the election is going to be rigged. That he thinks it's
and they're-
possible that she's going to somehow.
The media is spinning that. And there's probably some truth to it. Probably a lot of truth to it.
I mean, who wouldn't have at least a little bit of concern?
No, is that he's saying that to, if he gets beat, he's going to say that. You
Right,
know, that's
right.
his excuse. He's just setting up his excuse.
Can you imagine the people that, by the time we get to November and it continues to get heated, and more people are divided and friends are lost and Facebook friends are unfriended and fights are had over the dinner table. Can you imagine it's going to be that much more built up?
Why would anybody, and it happens every single day. People get
Man,
mad
does
and
somebody have to
offended.
break that damn thing for you to stop that? She freaks us out, man.
But why?
I could have been a little more nice and friendly about that.
No, you shouldn't have been.
No,
that
you
was
shouldn't
that
have.
really.
That
that's-
was appropriate.
yeah.
That was appropriate.
Yeah.
That was an appropriate reaction to that.
I appreciate it. Thank you, too, Phyllis.
So, anyways, why would anybody get angry over these two candidates? Like, why are you so passionate about this idiot? Because whichever one you're talking about, that word applies.
Oh, right, definitely. Because people, I think they see a lot of their identity tied into some of these characters, and obviously,
It's like, it really is like wrestling. Like WWE.
oh, yeah, certainly.
Or if you live in the state of Alabama, it's like talking about college football as a whole. But there's Alabama, and then there's Auburn.
Oh, yeah.
Good versus evil, in case you're keeping score at home.
It's a great analogy.
Roll Tide.
Roll.
And I guess thank the Lord that I've got that in my life. College football is my one dividing line. This is where I'm going to get it out at.
Yeah.
Because everything else, I'm pretty much like, No, I don't know about this.
Yeah, but there's still
We're all just people here.
There's all that 100 and some odd teams that still play, but it really, for us in the state of Alabama, it comes down to good versus evil.
Yeah,
Alabama
it
versus
certainly
Auburn.
does. It certainly does.
But it, and it becomes that simple for people. It's Coke versus Pepsi. It's gay versus straight. It's this side versus this side. White versus black.
Everything's Alabama versus
citizen.
Auburn, right?
I mean, it really. But this is not a football game, people.
Nope. The outcome.
Our lives, not
outcome is important.
And we talk we talk every single episode about the international implications of the decisions made by our government. But let's think about what we're doing in our own country, and what the United States government is a parasite, and it's got to be.
Let me
eradicated.
say something, okay? And this isn't to harp about Hillary Clinton, but okay, honestly.
You're a Republican, ain't you, boy?
Oh, shut your mouth. We
get your Trump hat out.
Make America great again.
What was the one I saw earlier? The parody? Oh yeah, make taxation theft again. That was a good one.
Amen to that.
Hey.
But
starve the tapeworm.
we have a presidential candidate, right? That openly just stole an election and just didn't even blink. In fact, she went and hired the lady the day afterwards.
Double down.
She wants everybody to know. See, everybody talks about Hillary Clinton and how she took over. Oh, she's going to do all this. She's got all these connections. She's running the show.
Of course, right.
What she did was she took over the DNC. She took over the party.
She snatched that joker.
Because look at Tim Kaine. Look at Wasserman Schultz. Wasserman Schultz turns around after getting caught resigning in disgrace, and boom, honorary chair of Hillary's campaign, like nothing.
Flipped. Just like that, huh?
And Tim Kaine, who's that? Oh, that's the vice president. And he was the one before. So they implemented this plan a long time ago, I believe. And she took over the DNC, but I think that's as far as her power is going to go. Unfortunately, we're left with the reality show TV guy, the WWE Hall of Famer. Who knows what'll do Donald Trump? But, yeah, Hillary, man. She's taking money from the people that we know funded 9/11. She just takes money from them all the time. The Bushes are like that. Nobody blinks an eye when the Bushes do it. She talks about bombing Iran. I was thinking the other day about putting a story together of just who said it, Hillary or one of the Bushes. Because her foreign policy...
That'd be good, man.
Her foreign policy is actually crazier than the Bushes.
Do you need to do that? That's actually a good idea.
Yes, you
Her
should.
foreign policy is crazier.
I'm actually going to
to
commission you to do that right now.
Yeah, I second that motion.
Bam, high fives.
Don't touch me.
I mean,
Not touching
it borders on John McCain level.
No, touch me.
Oh
Right.
man, that's Sub-Zero there, man.
Right.
Oh.
And, I'm pretty sure at this point, John McCain and Lindsey Graham especially are just like it's a stand-up routine, and we're just going to pretend like we're just for the craziest war ever just to get a laugh now, because it's not going to happen. Let's just be completely over the top.
It's not.
But when Lindsey Graham pulled a stunt...
That old queen.
When he pulled a stunt in one of the debates when they asked him about gay marriage, and his response was, nobody in this country is going to get married if we don't do something about radical Islam and go overseas and get rid of ISIS.
Yeah.
What a good twist.
And when he could take that question about gay marriage and turn it into how we should go overseas and bomb people, I was like, you, sir, are committed to this character.
You're committed to that closet. Yes, you are.
You are.
It's a fancy closet.
You're all in. And I like that. I like that about you, you terrible human being. You.
I hate that no pictures that I've ever seen of him include his shoes. I bet he has great shoes. I'm talking about
he
Marco
does.
Rubio
I bet.
Plus.
Why don't you write him and ask him?
No. I'm not on
So there you go. So
I
you're
deleted my
curious,
Friend
but you're not
Finder
really
account,
that
so.
curious. Got it.
Poor Lindsey Graham, his warmongering ways.
F him, dude. F him.
So,
You heard?
but that's it. That's with any of it. And
You're right.
what is anybody going to do? Like, we're talking about what happens if, what do you mean what happens if? We have, again, a candidate taking money from the people that we're supposed to be fighting twice, helped fund them, helped create all the problems over there, along with their buddies, the Bush family. But don't get me started on that. And how in the world people are like, oh, they're enemies? No, they're not enemies. They love each other. George W. Bush has said, well, that lady's my sister-in-law, kind of half joking, but he's like, oh, Bill's his brother from another mother. And the question was, what was that, McHillary? Well, she's my sister-in-law. He learned a new word that day, so he's pretty pumped up. Good old W.
W.
And then you got Dick Cheney over there. Oh. Okay, you've got, speaking of the Bushes, I was reading today about the first Gulf War. Man, what a big lie that was, too. That was about, it was really us through Kuwait and oil prices.
First off, you just brushed over the campaign name, Desert Storm. All right, go ahead. I had to make sure that everybody
knew what we were talking about.
Desert Storm, the greatest American conflict.
So what it was is Kuwait through OPEC, there were all these restrictions, and oil prices were like almost nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And Kuwait wasn't budging their prices. They're just doing what they want. And they're trying to get everybody to bring it down, whatever. So Kuwait's screwing them. And they're like, y'all can't do that. So they're antagonizing them and go to war or whatever. So they act like, they're amassing all these troops, which, by the way, there was a reporter at the time that had those exact locations where they supposedly amassed these 250,000 troops, and nothing there, nothing, desert. So there's no proof of any of that ever happening. Anyways, like the babies in the incubators, that never happened either. Turns out, that was a lie that girl told to Congress. So anyways, not that Saddam Hussein was a good guy, because he certainly wasn't, but remember who funded him and got him going in the 80s too.
Oh, right.
But Saddam Hussein was not a good guy. But they were poking at him, so he responded a little bit.
And even in the desert, a desert storm.
And the United States started screaming, he's going after Saudi Arabia.
All right, yeah. Well, there's actually, it's been a while since I've read it, but there were some cables that were, and I'd love to see if WikiLeaks has anything. WikiLeaks. Is that what I said?
WikiLeaks.
I think I said links. But it'd be awesome if WikiLeaks has any information on this. But, yeah, I completely just lost my train of thought.
Well, it's okay.
It happens.
What I was talking about, though, is Desert Storm and the big lie that was. Did you remember
actually, that's what it was about. Yeah, the U.S. actually kind of gave more or less, if I remember, I can't remember exact wording, but they told basically the Saddam Hussein regime that they would not act, they would not stand back, they wouldn't do anything, they wouldn't intervene if he went and got his money or did whatever he did in Kuwait, to get all his money or whatever he thought he was owed. So. Anyways, the U.S. acknowledged, that he was going to do this, allowed him to do it. He does it, and then all of a sudden, S.H.I.E.L.D. gets turned into Storm. So we go from defense to offense. So.
Okay, here's a question I have for you. What do you, why do you think George Bush didn't go in and finish the job at the time?
Of killing Bush? Killing Saddam?
Yeah, why didn't he go on into Baghdad?
Oh, I really couldn't tell you. There's probably, who knows, to be honest with you. I certainly can't tell you based on at the time. I was still young, man. I don't really even remember that.
He was still, I believe, useful to them at the time. Mm-hmm. He was still useful in the region because that was going to bring down some chaos, as we saw when his son got in office a little less than 10 years later. Right at 10 years later.
One of those two sadistic a-holes. Horrible people.
That's rough. Oh, it's not good. It is not good. So, they kept him around as long as they needed him. But sure was, as soon as he went to the Euro they didn't play that, did they? That was time to go.
Yep. You ever play, what is that, Grand Theft Auto? and you start shooting at police cars, and then more police cars show up, and then you hide out for a little while. Then the SWAT team shows up, and then you like hide out for a little bit longer, and then suddenly the military shows up, and they're bombing like the town looking for you. Yeah, that's a pretty accurate representation of what will happen when you start poking the bear, as it were.
And I'll say this about the Saddam Hussein, the trilogy, the tale of Saddam Hussein. Bin Laden story, okay? Think about when they got Saddam. What'd they do? They paraded that guy around like, oh, look, we got him.
He's dirty and he's unshaved.
Oh, he's a fool. Look at him.
In a cave eating cans of pork and beans.
Got him. He was in a hole.
Well, probably
he was in a hole hiding the whole time.
Probably more beans and pork.
We found him.
And urinating and defecating all over himself.
Yeah, and
horrible
coffee cans.
They caught him and they paraded him around. But Bin Laden, that was a bigger deal than Saddam Hussein. A much bigger deal. In the eyes of the public.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, no surprise there. I mean, Saddam, as bad as Saddam was.
Nothing. Not even there's a Photoshop picture going around of some other guy. That could be him.
Yep. He fits the profile.
Yep. That's it. Nothing. Saddam Hussein, oh, wait, when we hang this guy, which we're going to plan on doing, we're going to film that and put it on the internet.
Yeah.
Of course.
Like, we're going to show you everything. We're going to show you the whole show. But Bin Laden, nope, nothing. Why? What's that about?
Buried at sea.
Just somebody explain it. That's all.
How many of our enemies, particularly enemies that were behind the deaths of over 4,000 people on American soil, the worst terrorist attack on American soil ever? And we're not.
Well, so they say.
We're not going to have a video of how it all went down instead of this little grainy night vision thing that has like.
They still haven't. I still haven't seen legitimate evidence of
Zero Dark 30. Hello.
Being anywhere near the Pentagon.
That was fun.
I'm not saying it didn't happen, but I'm saying I haven't seen the evidence of it.
What was the airplane movie? United. What was it?
And I've looked.
Kevin, what's the name of the airplane movie? The one the terrorist.
Flight 93.
Flight 93. Thank you.
Airplane?
Yes. No.
Don't
call me Shirley.
Is it called Airplane?
Yeah.
Plane of
I don't even like. People died, and it's tragic. A lot of innocent people died.
Yes.
But how do you not?
Buried at sea.
Yeah, how do you not just
with respect? I like that.
That's great.
They buried him
just
with respect. With respect to his customs, they buried him.
Make sure. Don't want to. Hey, we don't want to piss these people off.
Don't want to offend them.
You see, they got real upset about this YouTube video going around. Think about what they'll do if we parade this guy around. Like, that's their logic.
Yep.
They think people believe this stuff, and sadly, they do. What am I saying?
Zero Dark 30.
They do believe this stuff. Like, there's a YouTube video, guys. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. And somehow, at Fox News was like, this is really flimsy. I think we should flip on this one.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it. Okay, yeah, that's definitely not that video. Yeah. You know that, right? Yeah.
Pretty
what? We weren't ready for this. It was the video. What are you talking about? And what is it? A year later or less, she's on video going, we came, we saw you, took over lady. Idiots. And she wants to be your latex salesman. I'll tell you what, I want to go ahead and try to bring up the caller from earlier. Jason, what's up? We got you back.
Hey, what's up, man? I'm sorry, but I got Tourette's, man, so sometimes my voice ain't in equilibrium with the world. But I'm cool now. What's going on, fellas?
We're talking about this awful train wreck of, what American politics has turned into.
I understand, man. Hey, let me say, the main reason I wanted to call, I was talking to Kevin earlier. What's up, Kevin? You there, man?
Yeah, I'm here, bro. How are you, man?
Okay, I just want to make sure, man. I needed somebody I knew from home, so to come on the radio, man. You know I'm kind of shy.
Hey, I don't blame you a bit, man. Yeah, we're here.
I'm not wearing any pants right now, if that helps.
Okay, good. I'm comfortable now, fellas. Now it's
Good.
a party. That's
Yeah,
what's
thank you
up.
for
No,
that.
no fans, no drawers. That's what's up.
Yeah.
Hey, no, seriously. Like, I kid you not, and the reason I'm bringing this up is I'll get somewhere with it eventually, I promise you. But from the beginning of this election, I said from the jump, like I got friends that are Republicans, I got friends that are Democrats, and they would all ask me, "Hey man, who you gonna vote for in the primaries? How do you lean? Whatever." And to be honestly, I'm probably not a libertarian. I'm probably more moderate, but I think libertarian is definitely the direction the country needs to go. But when my friends would ask me this, I said, dude, it's something my intuition and just from previous elections, I don't know what, I said, dude, this election, like, since the beginning of the primaries, I said, dude, from the beginning of the primaries, I said, this election is going to be fixed for Hillary Clinton to be our next president. I kid you not. I got friends, I can tell you this from the beginning, that I said that this election is going to be rigged for Hillary Clinton to be our next president.
Oh yeah, well,
I don't know.
Oh, there's a lot of people that do believe that, and still to this day still think that Trump is possibly working for the Clintons.
She's never going to be president.
And it could be to make him look like the lesser of two evils or whatever. But before this was even cool, before anybody talked about this, but all the reason I was getting at, and I was like, and now you see all the stuff with the DNC and it might be rigged for Hillary, and they coming down on Bernie, that kind of stuff, whatever. But check this out. I was, everybody tries to act like they know what they're talking about, and I don't know what I'm talking about all the time. I'll be honest. But what is our number one source that we use when we want to talk about when we don't know something? What do we go to? Google.
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
No.
If you don't know something, you go to Google. Dude, I was like, I told somebody, I said, hey man, if you're even like have the slightest doubts about Hillary Clinton, I said go to Google and just type in Hillary Clinton scandals. Now check this out, and everybody at home can do this as well as a group project. But look, you go in and you type Hillary Clinton scandals. You know, most times you can put anything in Google. It doesn't matter. It could be, hey, how do I clear this fungus off my toe, or I don't know, anything radical. I don't know. I don't have a good thing. But if you type in Hillary Clinton scandals, it will have no suggestions until, actually it will never have a suggestion. You have to type in Hillary scandals and then hit search, and then you'll get something. It will not suggest anything for you. So, I mean, it just seems like there's more, I don't know, it just seems like there's more foolery. Notice I didn't say the other F word.
It does. It's the same thing when I type in midget porn too.
I've got.
That's what I'm saying. You type in midget porn, it's going to have several suggestions for you.
Hillary,
You go to YouPorn, any of that, it's going to have suggestions. You go to Hillary Clinton scandals, no suggestions. Like you said, nobody's talking about that.
Hold on.
Nobody's talking about that.
He's
Nobody's
talking
talking
about
about
right now, Jason. And what do you got?
It's got in the news. It's got 16. Let's see, 16 most notorious Hillary Clinton scandals.
No. And I'm talking about like when you do search, and it's got recommended searches. Like, well, yeah, once you type in Hillary Clinton scandals, it'll come up. But I'm talking about the suggestions. That you
I
type
know
it
what
in.
you're talking about where you got to type part of a word in and then it'll spell the rest of the word out or give you suggestions.
There's no quick links to it. There's no quick
Hillary
links to it.
scared. Hillary scared of Bernie. Hillary scarecrow. Hillary scarf.
Scarf. Hillary scarf. Hillary scarf is more popular than Hillary scandal.
That's it. Hillary scarf is pretty good though.
Ass.
I tell you what. Thanks.
It's non-existent. It's non-existent.
Yeah.
Thanks so
That's
much
right.
for calling in tonight, Jason, and thanks for listening. I think they've done a really good job of steering the public in the right direction of who they want people to vote for. But I think those days are over. Because now people are like, no, we're taking whoever you're not offering.
You just look at the selection we have right now, and that should be a clear testament of how lost and confused the public is when it comes to actually picking a president. I mean, we have two of the most vile people that you can possibly think of.
Well, that's a sign of the times. We've
and
allowed
they're
this to
friends.
happen.
That's the weird part about all of this, is that they're not unfamiliar with one another. They've been friendly, and Trump has been donating to Clinton for years.
The good thing about this is I just think it's probably like they've gotten themselves in a situation where it's too late. Mm-hmm. But the good thing about this is people are finally going, oh no, what have we done? We just allowed this to go
about being painted into a corner.
And years and years, and we just ate it up, and look what we're left with.
True.
And it's worse than anybody thinks because they're being so blatant about it. The way Hillary responded to Bernie Sanders just by flicking him to the side like that, humiliating him.
Mama told you to get out of the kitchen. You get out of the kitchen right now. Let me get this spoon out.
Humiliating.
I'm talking about ran him out of the kitchen. I'm sorry, Mama. I'm sorry. Eat Mama's cooking.
So, they don't care at all. At all.
Yeah.
Wasserman Schultz, Saudi Arabia, and the list goes on.
Out in the open
on.
with cameras rolling. Who cares? What are you going to do about it? It's going to happen whether you like it or not. Just suck it up. Go ahead and chant your little chant. Do your little display. We're going to have something that's going to cover it up, going to mask it, going to shove you off to the side. Then we're going to take your names a little bit later. We're going to have a stern talk about what you just did and how you feel about it.
I mean, I would love to be able, even though I'm not personally a Gary Johnson fan, I would love just to be like, just everybody go vote for Gary Johnson, like, because
that's a wasted vote. What are you talking about?
But here's the thing about that. Well, here's the thing. You can't do that because the Bushes and the far right, the Mitt Romneys of the world, they're going to swoop in and it's going to be the exact same thing you'd have gotten if Rubio would have won. So, because the same people are going to be pushing the buttons. Now, it may be all that crazy stuff with legalized marijuana. Mm-hmm. But I don't see Gary not doing what they say, even though that's a ridiculous conversation to even have, because it's never,
on a planet.
ever going to happen.
Flowers. We're not allowed to pick flowers and set them on fire.
I wish people could go do that, though. I wish that would be like something you could do. I wish that was an option. And I guess it's better than an alternative.
If you live in certain states, it is an option. And sometimes you have to live in certain states and get taxed to the hill, this, that, and the other, and then it becomes an option. You have to have a doctor's prescription. But, you know.
Oh, I'm just talking about in general.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It's flowers off of a plant. But, you know, going back to that the whole conversation about voting to begin with, how are we going to vote ourselves out of this situation? Even with Gary Johnson, let's go and throw him in the mix. Kevin, our resident libertarian.
Right. Oh, I don't disagree with you at all.
I don't think you can.
No. What, you mean disagree?
Yeah,
I don't think
is Gary Johnson going to be able to go into the White House and accomplish the directives that he has set forth as far as his platform? Is he going to be able to make that happen? No.
That was the point I was just making.
Status quo is already stacked. They've got Congress. They've got the House of Representatives. Everything's stacked in their favor.
But listen, right. So even if you go to Gary Johnson,
going to come in and overturn their apple cart.
They've hedged all their bets at this point. I guess people could go to Jill's sign, I guess.
But it's saying, I mean, there you go.
Probably would have to.
But there's roadblocks. As soon as she gets in there.
First off, this is ridiculous to even be talking about.
I know, because it'll never
happen.
Because our vote doesn't matter. It's well documented.
But here's how they get you, because it could always, but it's because the
media supporters, listen to this.
The media usually takes care of this for everybody where they don't have
Nope.
They don't have to do it. It hasn't worked this time.
No,
it's
it
because
hasn't.
it's 2016. I'm talking historically. Historically, the media takes care of this for people. We just push you in their direction, and it's going to be okay. But as technology grows, the internet, kids are growing up on the internet, people getting the
Attention
information
span
from a lot of places that aren't one of those 6 corporations or the government.
And you don't have a camera focused on you for, let's say, 10 minutes or so. Everything's so rapid fire in 15 seconds, and Trump is a master of the soundbite. He just is. Camera comes on, he's really quick to throw out some little this, that, and the other. Make sure to mug for the cameras, and it's all done in these little increments. You know, he's used to being on TV, let's be honest.
That baby shtick was pretty funny today.
I mean, what part of his campaign had been a little bit funny? Except for the fact that, wait a minute, this guy's going to be president of the United States. Oh, crap. I don't know if that's such a
throwing that baby out was pretty good. Because that's
if he had his
this
own,
guy's such a jerk. He's like, get out, little baby.
if he had his own variety show.
But what's funny is I'd want that baby out too.
If he had his own variety show, it would be
jackass.
freaking hilarious. But the problem is that this man is going to be the leader of the free world. This is our face and our representation of what America is and what we stand for.
Right.
That's what the president of the United States really, I mean, you know, think about all the ones that everybody loves, from Lincoln to Reagan and so on and so forth. You know, FDR.
You know.
You mentioned it.
And then we have Trump.
Well, again, I think that's...
Look at these hands. I've never had any problem down there.
Well, he's an insecure
She's bleeding
child.
from her, well, you know, wherever.
He's an insecure child.
Yeah.
He's nuts.
Heidi Klum is sadly no longer a 10.
Did he say that?
He's a douche.
Is that a Trumpism?
He is a douche, man.
Yeah, he's rough. It's bad.
That reminded me of something you'd say.
Oh, yeah, I could probably.
One of your snarkier moments.
But I don't need to be the president either.
One of your more Jones Rivers moments.
Yeah, I don't need to be the president.
Neither did Joan Rivers.
Donald Trump needs to be hanging out with Dennis Rodman, and they can be doing a show together.
God, that would be awesome.
And it would be great, and we would all laugh.
Trump and
And we would be
Dennis
like, this is amazing. We're getting stupider by the second, but you're not trying to be president. But now we're getting a reality show with, I'm surprised Dennis Rodman wasn't at the convention, not having him talk.
No. Trump and Charles Barkley.
Well, that would be
epic.
That would be great.
Epic.
That would be
That
great.
would be fabulous.
I would watch that.
Yeah, I would watch that every single time it came on with popcorn
That rivals
and root beer.
the show I always had in my head of Bill and W going to strip clubs and getting drunk together.
Oh, man.
And that's the whole show. This is like a reality show, them getting drunk and going to strip clubs, but it's just W and Clinton. Oh, no, when I started I started adding people through the years.
Like touring all the seedy strip clubs of the South.
I added Rick Perry because I think he would be a great addition to that party.
Yeah.
And who was the other guy? Howard Dean. We have steered way off cliff, by the way. Somehow we were talking about...
Can we end this show now? Just right here on this?
Somehow we were talking about Syrians being gassed.
Now we're talking about doing blow with strippers and
It was Bill Clinton and George W. Bush. Man, talk about running that off the cliff Trump style. That's what happens. You go into the gutter when you bring him up.
Yeah. I don't think Bill can handle a strip club these days. Them balls are dry, man. Dusty balls.
So
that's what I'm going to start referring to Bill Clinton as, old dusty balls.
You know, if Hillary actually did win this election, you know, there's no way that...
I don't think your microphone's on there, Kevin, but...
Test 1, 2, 3, 4.
You're not allowed to touch your mic anymore.
4, 3, 2, 1. Man, I was looking forward to going through the whole big conundrum that is the mic check, but...
I tell you what...
Anyways...
Yeah, you wasted all your time on the mic check.
Yeah, go ahead real quick, Kevin.
Later.
30 seconds. Go ahead.
That's it, man.
You guys
done.
have an excellent... Kevin's checking out.
Oh, that's it.
That's it, man.
I mean,
guys
not
have an
your pizza.
excellent night.
All right.
Taxation is theft, and so is voting.
No. And don't let them tell you your vote's wasted. Abraham Lincoln actually won his presidency. He was a third party.
That was groovy, thinking Lincoln when you set them free.
What?
Make sure to check out all the stories on the antimedia.org. And as always, listen to the fine programming at ucy.tv.
I heard.
A ton more stories up right now on the antimedia.org. Mainstream media has a plan to stop ISIS, but there's just one problem. Also, make sure to check out 13-year-old strip searched and thrown in jail for burping in class. Like all the news.
I'ma let them know through the stereo. Yo, here we go through the stereo.